Hey, what's up everybody? John here with Maniacs Garage, and I thought I'll do a little different video today. I'm going to do a little recap as to where we are right now with this 49 Ford body swap BMW project we've been working on for a year and a half now. I'll let you guys know kind of what's still needed to get it to SEMA this November. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. All right, so this is it. As I mentioned, it's a 1949 Ford Shoebox. It's a really cool body. It's been chopped 4 inches, and we body dropped this car onto a BMW chassis. So this is actually sitting on a BMW 335i. Oh, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this, hang on. So this, you can see the shock towers are still in here. The firewall is still in here from the BMW. And of course, we ended up putting an aftermarket intake on it from Doc Race. And we're also running a Garrett Motion turbo on a Doc Race manifold that's been extended to stick through the hood, because that's always kind of been my vision for this car. So this is an N54 motor, which is an inline 3.0 liter BMW motor, capable of quite a bit of horsepower. We'll see where we end up once the tuning gets done on this thing. But that's what's sitting under it. The car's lowered about 2.5 inches. It's sitting on coilovers, front and rear. And we're still working on what we're gonna do with brakes. It actually has really nice brakes on it. The car came with the sport brakes from BMW. It's like, this was pre-M Sports. It's a 2008 BMW, but I'm pretty sure this is like the sport line. So it has really nice large cross grille and slotted rotors, front and back, in fact. But we're still kicking around trying to see if we're gonna maybe be able to land a deal with a big brake company out there to showcase their product on it. But so yeah, so that's what's going on with it. As of most recently, we've been working on, did the roll cage, full roll cage in here, and been working on the interior. So pretty simple door panels. We're gonna wanna do some overlay. So there's a couple of different things going on this. And what I worked on last week actually was mounting these gauges into the 49 dash. So we had to cut it out, widen it. The 49 had one single gauge. So the intent is to leave it bare steel. We're gonna clean it up one more time and get some of the surface rust off of it, and then we're going to treat it with some anti-corrosion compound and leave it bare steel. So that's kind of the plan for it. We want to leave the welds showing. They are grinded down. You know, there may be like 10% left of the welds, so you can still see where all the welds and cuts were made. I thought that was kind of cool to keep it like that. So that's the plan with it. We do have windows for it. We have a whole bunch of other stuff for it. So if you go back into some previous episodes, you'll find out, you know, all the things that we've been doing along this last year and a half on it. So, but moving forward, what we want to do is we want to finish the interior for the SEMA show in Las Vegas, which is November, beginning of November, in fact. So we don't have very much time. And the challenge has been that all the guys that are working on this with me, Jim, Ryan, and back in the older episodes, Tony and Matt, a few other guys, a couple of girls. You know, we all have full-time jobs, so it's been really hard to get out here on the weekends. Like, this is actually a special weekend. This is a Saturday right now, and it's actually my wife's birthday, so I already did a bunch of stuff this morning, went ziplining with the family, and it's really cool. But I snuck out right now just to work on this car for a couple hours, and then we're going out to dinner. So, you know, you gotta be able to try to manage all this stuff in here. So that makes it challenging. So anyway, we're gonna do some stuff on the interior, and we'll take you along on that too. So, but yeah, if you guys go back in the episodes, you're gonna find stuff about building the interior panels. We spent probably a couple episodes on doing these rear seat delete panels and how we got them to be like this, fitted, you know, fabricated them, and just so much more that went into this car, you know. So I mean, you can see that that floor is actually a BMW floor. So yeah, so that's what's been going on with this thing. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and work. I don't like how the dash is fitting right now. It's kind of pushing up in the middle a little bit, so I'm gonna work on that, trying to get it to fit a little bit better. And then I still need to make one more main panel for this interior to actually have all the interior pieces. I'll have you guys kind of follow along on that. But hey man, thank you guys for watching. For those of you, we're pushing 4,500 subscribers, which is really cool. But I think the stats or the, I don't know, whatever on YouTube is telling me that only like 30% of people that are actually checking out the videos are subscribed. So it'd be really cool if you guys are not subscribed yet, that you would, because it will help us with the algorithm. We do want to grow the channel. We want to finish this build, and then we don't know what the future holds as far as other builds and what we're going to do, but we're definitely going to do some cool stuff with this car when it's finished. We want to collaborate with some other channels out there. Hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you share this with your friends. So I got the half dash out. And this is what we have with the gauge in there, BMW gauges mounted with this bracket that I made last week. And I'm gonna try to open this hole up a little bit right here so I can pull the center of the dash down so it lines up a little bit better. I'm not liking how it's looking, so I think I'm gonna use this file, this round file, try to open up that hole. So I don't know, let's see how it works. Let me tell you guys about how we found this BMW when we were looking for a donor car. I already had the 49 bought and sitting outside over here, and we already knew that we wanted to body swap it. We weren't 100% sure what we were going to put it on yet. There were a few options. I was thinking about a 350Z. I actually thought about a newer Mustang at one point. It was going to be cool, Ford on Ford, but frankly it's been done before. And anyway, Mazda RX-8 was another one. I thought it would be really cool to have a rotary engine, just for fun. But I was really leaning towards the BMW because I've owned several, kind of know a little bit my way around it at that point. And my trainer guy that I work out with, he had a 2008 BMW 335i, and he actually crashed it, just barely, hit like the K rail on the freeway. I mean, it was wet out, and the car was pretty fast, so he was playing around a little bit, I assume. And it kissed the right rear on it, and we ended up buying that car from his insurance company. I think we paid $2,500 for it. And so that's how the BMW came about, and that's how we ended up picking that thing up, bringing it over here. And a few months later, we started the project, and that was about 1.5 years ago. So that's how the BMW came about. It's a fun fact. But right now, I'm going to keep on working on this thing. So I'm integrating the BMW's center console into a custom-made center console over here. I know, you guys think it looks funny, it looks like a robot, but this is actually a tablet, and it's going to be this big by this big. That's just so that I can get back here for the bolts. So, and I might move this start button someplace else, and then these are the vents for the AC. So had a few comments, hey, it's like a robot, but anyway, robots are cool. So I'm integrating this factory center console into this custom-made the upper center console. Kind of how it's gonna go. It's gonna be all wrapped, but I gotta do some trimming right here on this bracket. It's like a locator bracket, so I want to cut a little slot in that right now. All right, let's go fit it back in. Finally, permanently mounted center console, permanently mounted dash, and lining up for the first time, bolted in completely. All that is nice and tight. So now I gotta get this lower piece. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. This goes in here around the cage like that. There we go. Cool, huh? This is gonna be wrapped. This little zigzaggy marker, that's gonna be carpet down here because that's gonna get kicked, I'm sure. So now what I've learned is that now that I got it final mounted and where it's going to be for sure. Now I got to readjust and clean up this curve, or yeah, on this lower piece. So I'm going to take this down, grind it a little bit, come back, test fit it again, see if my Cleco pins still work, if they still line this up right here. And then I got to figure out how to mount it down here to the center console and over to the kick panel on this side. So those two mounts, and then I can finally move over to this side of the lower dash. And I was like, I could hear some noise outside of my headphones. I'm like, what is going on? What is on in here? Anyway, it turns out that nothing's on. It's just a little summer shower out here. Oh, groovy, cooling down, beautiful.
All right, time to easy to get in here.
It's actually not that bad. Anyway, time to start working on this lower panel, final panel of our interior. Already made this template about probably 2 weeks ago now, and it got a little bent up in the humidity, but I think it's gonna be all right. So this is what I'm gonna try to start with here. Well, I think that's something that I can work with. Well, I ran out of time for today, but I did get the dash permanently mounted, lined up, center console permanently mounted, lined up, and the right side lower dash permanently mounted and lined up. So now I just have the left side lower dash to figure out, and this is my template. I think it's going to work really cool, except that I won't be able to get it in when it's metal, because right now you can bend it. So I got to figure out how I'm going to have to split this, where I might split it right along this seam right here and get this little piece in, because that's the tricky part to get in. And then this can go in underneath it, but I got to figure out how to mount it together. So I don't know. I didn't really want too many screws all over it. So I guess it's for another day though. So I got to go because it's my wife's birthday and we're going out to dinner tonight. A whole bunch of family in town from out of state. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll pick up. We're gonna keep this video going another day. I'll be back.